Am I the idiot for telling my wife's family our secret? I, 28 male, have been with my wife, Rebecca, 29 female, for 4 years. Rebecca comes from a very religious family and we have hidden a lot of aspects about our marriage. We have some contact with them and only see them on holidays and special occasions, like weddings or baby showers. One of the biggest things they disapprove of was not having our wedding in a church. It was such a big deal that we now hide aspects of our marriage, like the fact we are going to be child-free. One thing the family does not know about is that Rebecca and I have an open marriage and have had an open relationship ever since we started dating. So I was meeting up with another girl at the bar a few days ago. It was going well and I didn't notice anything strange. Well, today we went to Rebecca's sister's baby shower. The large baby shower was cancelled since the plague, so it really was dinner with her family. We get there and everyone is glaring daggers at me. The whole thing is tense until we get to a slideshow on her sister showing pictures of the nursery and other baby stuff. In the slideshow, there was a picture of me with the girl at the bar. It wasn't an innocent picture and looking at it everyone would think I was cheating. The whole family starts yelling at me and calling me a cheater and how dare I do this to Rebecca. I look at Rebecca for help but she just stays quiet. I try to get them to calm down but nothing is working. So I just yell at Rebecca and I have an open marriage. This causes everyone to start freaking out even more and we quickly leave. I'm in the car with Rebecca and she starts to yell at me about how could I tell her family that I completely betrayed her trust and this is probably going to ruin her relationship with the family. I'm angry now and say, so what, you would rather make me out to be a cheater than tell the truth. The argument continues for the rest of the car ride and she won't talk to me anymore. I am sleeping on the couch. If someone is in on something with me and doesn't defend me when push comes to shove, then I have no reason to defend them and keep my mouth shut. If you're going to throw me under the bus when you're just as complicit as me, then you're coming with me. Not the idiot, but you have a serious choice to make. Either your wife is on your side or it's time to take out the trash and never look back. I mean, how can you trust her now knowing she won't back you up? I don't think OP reacted badly. What's he supposed to do? Just sit there and let the entire family abuse him while his wife sits there silently? And then she decides to continue it all and argues with him afterwards. She's literally mad that he didn't take the entire fall and be known as a cheater for the entire rest of their marriage. Family are idiots. Wife acted like an idiot. OP comes out clean in my opinion. Not the idiot. First off, her family inserted a picture of you and your significant other into a baby shower slideshow. Before even addressing your wife. That is next level effed up. The family set you up for full-on shaming and ridicule at a baby shower. It's one thing to confront you one-on-one. Quite another to publicly shame you like that. So F her family. On your wife? I get it. She panicked. Didn't know how to respond and didn't want the angry mob of idiots to turn on her. But there is no way if I were her, after the initial shock, that I would ever leave my wife to be pilloried and shamed by my family. Nope. Certainly wouldn't be making her couch surf either. She messed up big time. You are so not the idiot. Her family wins that dishonor and she's right behind them. Am I the idiot for getting upset with my husband after he told me nothing will change while I am pregnant? Throwaway account. So me, 26 female, and my husband, 28 male, who I'll call Jake for this story, have been together for 5 years and married for 3. We have recently started trying for a baby as we both felt like that was the next step in our life together, and 3 weeks ago I got a positive test back. We were really happy and told our families, and now my mom and mother-in-law want to throw a big baby shower for us. It was just super good news all around. Well, 2 nights ago me and Jake were getting ready for bed when he reminds me to go through the house and make sure all the lights are off. Now he can be a little lazy at times, and it has become a nightly routine for me to make sure all the lights are off that he leaves on before we go to bed. I wasn't feeling very well and asked if he could just do it since he wasn't doing anything and was literally standing by the door. He then tells me no, this is what is expected of you every night. I was a little hurt but I didn't want to fight with him so I just did it. When I came back Jake goes on this very long and unprovoked rant saying things like, just because you are pregnant does not mean anything will change. And you are still expected to cook, clean, and do all the chores every day because how can you be expected to be a mother if you can't handle a little work? He wasn't yelling or anything, he was talking to me quietly like I was 2 inches tall. I was shocked because I had never heard him say anything like this. The rant went on for about 30 minutes before I interjected and asked, well, what do you plan on doing to help me with all of this? He then got extremely defensive saying he works his butt off at his job to provide for me and what is going to be our future children. For context, I don't work at the moment, my job was not paying enough to justify me going, so I'm a full-time college student. He ended by saying that it doesn't matter how I feel physically or mentally, it is a mother's job to push through, and if he helped and babied me I wouldn't be a good mother. I got extremely upset and started yelling, and I said that I wish I would have known this is how you felt before I got pregnant with your baby. There was a moment of silence before he started crying, and he left for the night to stay at his mother's house. He hasn't been back yet, and my mother-in-law and sister-in-law have called me berating me and saying I broke Jake's heart with what I said and I need to apologize immediately, and until I do he isn't coming home. I don't know how to feel. So am I the idiot for yelling at my husband after he said he isn't helping me with anything during the pregnancy because it's a mother's job to deal with it? Edit. First, I want to thank you all for your responses. I'm sorry I haven't really responded to anyone specifically, but I really do appreciate you guys. A few of you asked if I told my mother-in-law and sister-in-law what he said. Which I did. They basically said I was being sensitive and all he meant was pregnancy isn't an excuse to be lazy, he meant no harm. Okay. I am getting some things together and am going to be headed to my mom and dad's house. My mom is furious with him and doesn't want me apologizing to him or talking to him without the situation either being recorded or having a witness. Regardless, I am okay and will be okay. I do appreciate all of you though. You have opened my eyes to many things I may have been ignoring or looking past over the years. Not the idiot. One thing that stands out is we aren't even talking about general housekeeping here. It's doing crap for a grown man he should be doing himself, as it sounds like it's the lights he turned on himself. Even if one believes in an arrangement where the woman has the general upkeep of the house and child-rearing duties and the man is the breadwinner, that doesn't mean she follows him around turning lights on and off for him. Not the idiot. Don't apologize. He expects you to suck it up and do your wifely and motherly duties, but he is allowed to run to mommy? Where's the expectations for him? He may be scared how much things will change. That's fine. That's normal. How he acted is not. You may sail through pregnancy with no problems. So women never have nausea, barely get a bump, glow for 9 months and defy logic that way. Others get hospitalized, have complications and get put on bed rest, and generally get the short end of the stick. His first lesson as a dad. Be flexible. He has no idea what the pregnancy will be like. One night you asked him to do one thing and he's lecturing you about his expectations for you? Yeah. This is a hill I would die on. No one gets to talk to you like that. It wasn't a discussion, he wasn't expressing concerns or fears. He lectured you about your chore list and the fact he won't tolerate any excuses from you or modify his behavior for his wife or children. Hard no. Not the idiot. Does your husband think this is the 1950s? WTF. What's his favorite show? The Flintstones? Look, I'm a dude and I would be embarrassed listening to another guy talk like this. It's your job to push through? Seriously? Boy, talk about huge red flags. You better address this now. 'Cause if he gets away with this now, it's gonna get a lot worse. Good luck. Not the idiot. Not even a little. You asked him to turn off the lights in the house and this was how he responded. How is he going to respond if you, I don't know, stop making breakfast because food smells trigger your morning sickness? What if you need to be put on bed rest halfway through your pregnancy? Or if you have PPD after giving birth? I could see him accusing you of faking it to get out of doing chores and giving you heck for it, or, worse, insisting you push through it because it's your job. This is 100% unacceptable behavior. Do you want your future child to see this and think this is how to treat a partner? Never mind the fact that they will absolutely pick up on his belief that you should be treated as a completely selfless servant who lives to cater to everyone else's wants and needs, while no one ever attends to yours. Also, the fact that he literally went crying to his mother speaks volumes about his approach to parenting. You have absolutely nothing to apologize for. Let him stay at his mother's. Permanently. Am I the idiot for getting mad at my girlfriend for telling me to stop pretending I have a sister? Throw away, because I'd prefer not to tie this to my mane. I am an only child, and I had a strange upbringing. My parents were miserable, and thought having a child would make them happy again. It did not. Although they didn't yell at me, or abuse me, there was no affection either towards each other or me. They fed me, clothed me, and otherwise left me to my own devices. They were constantly not home to avoid each other, and when they were, they fought. I was mostly ignored. When I was about 10, a young woman, Angie, moved in nearby. She would have been 18 at the time, and lived alone. She saw how my parents treated me, and would talk to me and hang out with me because I spent so much time alone. Over time I started going to her place, she would cook for me, help me with homework, and take me places like the movies and such. I even stayed at her place sometimes, and my parents probably didn't even notice I was gone. Everywhere we went, Angie would just tell people she was my sister, so that was how I started thinking of her and calling her, and still do to this day. Fast forward to now and I'm 30, and Angie is 38. I still see her as my sister, and even though we live away apart I still call her and occasionally visit. She still calls me her brother. I've had a few girlfriends over the years, I've explained the situation to them, some have been understanding and some haven't. My current girlfriend, Joni, was one of the understanding ones, I thought. We've been together nearly a year, and I have explained the whole Angie situation to her. I recently met Joni's parents, which I thought went well, and she asked to meet my family. Since I have no relation with my parents, I asked if she wanted to have dinner with Angie. At this, Joni went quiet, and eventually said it was time I stopped pretending Angie is my sister and that she's not real family. I told her Angie is the only person who gave a toss about me growing up, that makes her my family. She then went on a rant about how it's creepy a grown woman would want to hang out with a kid, and I asked her to leave. Now, I feel bad. I feel like I should have been more understanding of her perspective, and tried to put her mind at ease. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Get rid of the girlfriend. She's clearly jealous of the relationship you have with your sister. Blood isn't the only thing that ties family to one another. If she can't handle your relationship with this person, they need to beat feet. OP is so lucky to have found and had such a wonderful sister for the last 2 decades. I am so glad for OP. I know that his life has been made immeasurably more wonderful by having his sister in his life. Any significant other who can't understand, and absolutely embrace this, is so not worth having. A lot of people with good home lives can't comprehend actually abusive families, and OP full-on neglect is abuse. You were raised by self-absorbed, abusive parents. I sometimes think they hear what we're saying and see some teenage movie where the kids and parents are having a clash of personalities and think the parents probably meant well or whatever. They, not all obviously but a select group of them, can't really empathize or understand the dynamics. They therefore see no need for found family. The partner worthy of you will feel honored you want them to meet the closest person to you in your life. Anything less than that ain't the one. Not the idiot. Not the idiot. This is my family. I found it, all on my own. Is little, and broken, but still good. Stitch. Am I the idiot for not rescuing my partner in a snowstorm? This happened a couple of months ago. I live with my partner in a country where it rarely snows, so when it does snow, the city tends to shut down completely. Also relevant is that I was at the tail end of COVID and still coughing and not feeling very well. My partner goes to an art class every Friday night, traveling by bus. It's my partner's thing, it's very important to them. However, during the days before the Friday night inquest, the news was reporting that it was definitely going to snow on Friday night. Like, 100% certainty. It was raining and cold, and clearly about to snow, it was just a matter of when it would start. So I told my partner that they should not go, as the city would shut down and they likely would not be able to make it home. However, they insisted they wanted to go. Before they left, I carefully explained that they should absolutely not leave, as they would get stuck and not be able to make it home. Again, they insisted. I warned them, look, go if you want, but if you get stuck, I'm not going to come rescue you, by car. I don't feel well and the city doesn't support driving in the snow, so it's really dangerous. It's your decision, but you have to take responsibility for getting home if the buses stop operating. Again, they refused to listen and left. So of course, they went, it snowed, and they got stuck about 1 mile away from our home. They called me several times to update me on the situation, and then finally begged for me to pick them up. I reminded them of our previous discussion, and told them that I would agree to come, but only if they agreed that the next time this happens, they would have to listen to my decision that they not travel before snow. Of course, my partner blew a gasket, over the phone, and refused this condition. I calmly explained that when they were ready to agree, I would come to pick them up. Over the next half hour, they called, yelling and ranting that I was evil, that they were trudging through the snow, that they would freeze to death, etc., but still stubbornly refusing my condition. Finally, almost an hour later, they made it home, soaked and miserable. Obviously, my partner was pissed, calling me all kinds of names, saying they could not rely on me, etc. My explanation that they had taken responsibility for their actions, and then refused to accept my condition, did not help. So what do you think? Am I the idiot? I feel like where OP went wrong was saying they'd come if. You should have just said no, I told you I wouldn't come because it's not safe and you chose to go and now you need to get home on your own. I think you made it much worse not sticking to your guns, but you are still not the idiot. Not the idiot. 1. Don't rely on public transportation in a snowstorm. 2. Don't go out in the winter if you aren't dressed for it. With boots, hat and gloves, there should be no reason you couldn't walk home 1 mile. I'm somewhere between not the idiot and everyone's the idiot, but will land on not the idiot because of how clear you were with your partner ahead of time that you wouldn't come and get them and that you weren't feeling well. I think it was kind of crappy for you to say you'd come to get them if they agreed to listen to you in the future, but I get it. They really shouldn't have gone and put both of you at risk for traveling in dangerous conditions. Also, assuming they had a coat and it wasn't too cold, a mile in the snow is an annoying walk but not that bad.